Hi, this video is for Wednesday, April 29th for trigonometry. So today I'm going to be teaching you about different types of angles. So we're going to review these two parallel lines cut by a transversal and different angle pairs. And I'm going to turn on this other lamp real quick so we have some more light. So while I'm doing that, you think about that picture and see if you remember us talking about it before. See if any of that seems familiar. Okay. Alright, so we have alternate interior, alternate exterior, corresponding vertical, same side interior. So those are the types of angles in this picture. Okay, so first of all, let's talk about alternate interior angles. So alternate interior means that they're inside the two parallel lines, that's the interior part, but they're on opposite sides of the transversal. So here, alternate interior would be 4 and 6, and 3 and 5. Okay, so I'm going to write that. Alternate interior, angle 3 and angle 5, and angle 4 and angle 6. Okay. Next up, we're going to talk about alternate exterior angles. So alternate exterior means they're on the outsides of the parallel lines and on opposite sides of the transversal. So 1 and 7 and 2 and 8. Okay, so alternate exterior, we have 1 and 7 and 2 and 8. Okay. Alright, so hopefully that seems familiar so far. Next, we're going to talk about corresponding. So corresponding means that if I were to cut this picture in half, and you only had the top angles, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and I copied them and I pasted them on top of 5, 6, 7, and 8, 2 would shift down here to be on top of 6, 3 would be on top of 7, 1 would be on top of 5, and 4 is on top of 8. So corresponding means they're in the same relative position. So we're going to write all of those. So corresponding, 1 and 5, 2 and 6, 3 and 7, 4 and 8. That's a little crazy. And lastly, I guess that was lastly. So those are the corresponding angles. Okay, so like I said, if you were to cut out these top 4 and paste them on top of the bottom 4, 1 and 5, 2 and 6, 4 and 8, 3 and 7. So that's corresponding. Alright, now we've got vertical angles. So vertical angles, they're across from each other, and if you think about it, they kind of make a V shape. Here, I'll turn it this way. Maybe V shape. So this top angle and the bottom angle, they're vertical. So if we look at our picture here, 2 and 4 are vertical because they're across from each other. They're across from each other. Okay, vertical angles and the ones we just mentioned, alternate interior, alternate exterior, corresponding, and vertical angles are all equal. So an angle pair, if they're one of those, they're equal to each other. So here, 2 and 4 would be equal. 1 and 3 are vertical angles, they would be equal. 5 and 7 are vertical angles, they're equal. And 6 and 8 are vertical angles, and they're equal. Okay, so I'll write that just so you have it. Vertical, angle 1 and angle 3, angle 2 and angle 4, angle 5 and angle 7, angle 6 and angle 8. Alright, so those are all the vertical angles. Now, lastly, what I'm going to talk about this is called same side interior. So same side interior means they're on the same side of the transversal and they're inside the parallel lines. They are not equal in measure. They add up to 180. So that's important that you know the difference there. Okay, so same side interior. We have 4 and 5. And we have 3 and 6. So angle 4 and angle 5 would add up to 180. Angle 3 and angle 6 would add up to 180. Okay? So that's the last we need with that picture. Now we're going to move on to the idea that the angles inside a triangle add up to 180 degrees. So I hope that you remembered that. So the angles in a triangle add up to 180. So if you have 2 angles in your triangle, you can easily find the third one by adding up the 2 that you have and subtracting from 180. Okay, so I'm going to move this for a second to draw you a picture, and then I'll put it back. Alright, so here you go. In this triangle, we have the angles 54 and 83, and we need to find x. So, to find x, we're going to take 180 and subtract 54, and then subtract 83. And if you do that, we should be left with 43 degrees. So, x is going to equal 43 degrees. Okay, so if you have 2 angles in the triangle and you're trying to find the third, you take 180 minus those 2 angles, and that's the answer. Okay, now last idea is finding an angle outside of a triangle. So keep in mind that triangles still add up to 180 on the inside, but I'm going to teach you how to find an angle on the outside. Okay. Something like that. Okay, x is here, 59 is here, and 38 is there. Okay. Alright, so I don't know if you knew this or not, but angles on the outside of a triangle, like this, they're going to equal the sum of these 2 remote angles on the inside. So if you add up 59 and 38, that'll give you x right here. So 59 plus 38 equals 97. So x is going to equal 97 degrees. Okay. So, I know that was kind of a crash course, but I hope those things seem familiar, and if not, hopefully this will help you through your assignment for today. So, your assignment for today is a Google form on these ideas. So first you're going to tell me what kind of angles are the 2 in the picture. Are they alternate interior? Are they alternate exterior? Corresponding, what are they? And then the last 2 you'll have to solve for the missing angle in the triangle or outside the triangle. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense, and if you need any help, please let me know. I'm not posting anything for Thursday or Friday, so you be sure you're working on getting all your assignments caught up or finished or whatever you need to do. Okay, so that's it. I miss you all, and I'll see you next week.